Mara faces her fear of water. Mara is just 7 years old, enjoying a hot summer day by the lake. The sun is shining. Laughter fills the air, and Mara feels free and alive. But that feeling quickly dissolves when an innocent game of swimming with friends turns into a near-drowning incident. The panic, the fear of sinking, the desperate gasps for air, these moments imprint themselves deep in her memory. The water, once fun, becomes her worst enemy. She is pulled from the water, alive, but the fear remains with her. As an adult, Mara reflects on this day often. Although she grew up and moved on with her life, the fear of water never left her. Every pool, lake, and ocean filled her with anxiety. She never learned to swim. The water became a metaphor for her fears, her traumas, the things she couldn't face. Fast forward to the present day. Mara is now in her 30s, a mother to a bright, adventurous little girl named Lily. Unlike her mother, Lily loves the water. She begs to go swimming every chance she gets, her joy evident as she splashes and giggles in the pool. Watching from the poolside, Mara feels conflicted. On one hand, she is proud of Lily's fearlessness, her freedom, but on the other, she feels a creeping anxiety every time her daughter enters the water. One day, Lily asks, "Mom, why don't you swim with me?" The innocent question strikes Mara deeply. She brushes it off with a quick excuse, but the question lingers. She realizes that Lily will eventually notice her fear, and it will affect their relationship. Mara doesn't want her daughter to grow up with the same fear of the water, or of anything else. That night, Mara lies awake, thinking about how her fear has held her back for so many years. She wonders if it's time to face it, not just for herself, but for Lily. Mara decides she can't let her daughter inherit her fears. She takes a deep breath and signs up for adult swimming lessons. The idea terrifies her, but it feels like the only way to break free of the invisible chains the water has placed on her life. She's weighed down by the trauma of her childhood, but she's motivated by her love for her daughter. The decision is not easy, it's terrifying. But deep down, she knows that facing this fear is the only way forward. The first day of swimming lessons arrives. Mara stands by the pool, heart pounding, anxiety rushing through her. The sight of the water, the ripples, the depth, the smell of chlorine, immediately triggers her past trauma. She considers walking away, convincing herself that it's okay not to swim, but she remembers Lily's question, "Why don't you swim with me?" Mara gathers her courage and steps into the shallow end. The water feels cold against her skin, but she breathes deeply, following the instructor's calming voice. The first lesson focuses on breathing and floating. The instructor is patient, knowing that Mara's fear is deep-rooted. Mara struggles, panics even, but she stays in the water. This is the first time she hasn't let the fear win. Over the next few lessons, Mara finds herself in a battle. Her mind versus her body. Each time she enters the water, her body remembers the panic of that childhood incident. Her muscles tense, her breaths quicken, and her heart races. Her mind tells her that she's safe, that she won't drown, but her body betrays her, constantly on edge. The swimming instructor talks to her after class one day, sensing her struggle. The instructor explains that fear, especially fear rooted in trauma, isn't logical. It's emotional. The only way to overcome it is through persistence and patience, allowing her mind and body to build new associations with the water. One lesson, something shifts. As Mara practices floating on her back, she experiences a moment of calm. She feels the water holding her up instead of pulling her under. She closes her eyes, breathes deeply, and for the first time, the water feels less threatening. It's a small victory, but a powerful one. For the first time, Mara feels like she can befriend the water instead of fearing it. The water is no longer the enemy. It's becoming an ally, a place where she can find control and peace. This moment is the turning point in her journey. Feeling more confident, Mara takes Lily to the pool one weekend. This time, instead of sitting on the sidelines, she steps into the water with her daughter. Lily's eyes light up with excitement. Mara still feels the flickers of anxiety, but they are manageable now. She's in control. They play together, splashing and floating. Mara teaches Lily how to kick her feet and float on her back. As Lily laughs and enjoys the water, Mara feels a sense of accomplishment. She's breaking the cycle of fear, showing her daughter that fear doesn't have to define her life. As Mara becomes more comfortable with swimming, the instructor suggests that she try swimming in the deep end of the pool. The deep end still represents the ultimate challenge for Mara, the unknown, the loss of control. She's hesitant, but she knows this is the final step in her journey. With the instructor's guidance, Mara takes her first strokes into the deep end. The depth of the water feels overwhelming at first, but she keeps moving forward, stroke by stroke. Panic rises briefly, but she breathes through it, reminding herself of the progress she's made. When she reaches the other side of the pool, Mara feels an overwhelming sense of relief and pride. She has conquered the deepest part of her fear. After her triumph in the deep end, Mara reflects on how far she's come. The water, which once symbolized fear and trauma, now represents growth and strength. She realizes that facing her fear wasn't just about swimming. It was about letting go of the control fear had over her life. Mara also thinks about how this experience will impact Lily. By conquering her fear, Mara is showing her daughter that it's okay to be afraid, but it's important to push through fear when it holds you back from living fully. Mara and Lily now enjoy regular trips to the pool, where they laugh and swim together. Mara isn't a perfect swimmer, but she no longer lets fear dictate her life. Mara and Lily are floating together in the water, the sun setting behind them. The water that once weighed Mara down now lifts her up, free and unburdened. Have you faced and won over your fears, or want to face a long-time fear? Let us know in comment section below, and we can work on it together. If you liked this story, then please do subscribe for more such stories.